So I was running around trying to sort that out. So good evening, everybody. If you can hear me, pop it in the chat box. Welcome back to day 3. Nice to see you all back again. And I'm just going to carry on letting people in while we get started. If you can hear me, okay, just put it in the comment box so I can just see somebody. If anybody can let me know, you can hear me and see me okay. I don't. Okay, thank you. Okay, great, awesome. Okay, let us get started. Okay, so tonight is our final day, day 3. And tonight our theme is getting your first online teaching job. Okay, so that is tonight's one. We're going to have a look and kind of pull everything together that we've been doing for the past 3 days. So if you are joining for the first time tonight, then go back at some stage and go and watch day 1 and day 2 on the replays, because it kind of leads into this. Okay, so if you haven't managed to watch that, then go back and watch that. If you're watching on the replay, then again, go back. And if you're watching the replay, just be interactive with all of us. Put your comments in the comments, and I'm going to come back and check everybody's comments out. Okay, so you've made it here. Well done, guys. Okay, this is where everything comes together. Over the last 2 days, we've learned how the industry works, and you've started preparing your application. Okay, so hopefully some of you have taken some notes and have started like working on your applications. And today we're going to focus on where to apply, what to do step by step, and how to actually get hired. Okay, so those are the 3 things we are going to really be focusing on tonight. Okay, so let's look at how far have you come. Okay, where are you right now? Tell me in the chat box. Have you started your resume, or have you started your introduction video, or have you started looking at places to apply? Pop it in the comment box and let's have a look and see how far you guys have come. Like, how far are you? Okay, let's have a look. Started introduction video, Clapton resume, started introduction video, good. Good, started introduction video, intro video. I have a CV and an intro video, being quite busy. I'm just digesting all this info, planning on starting those things this weekend, good. Started my resume, browsing on different platforms, great. Started looking for a few places to apply. Done with both, starting introduction videos. Great, guys. I can see a lot of people are actually taking action, okay? Because if you don't take the action, you're going to stay exactly where you are. This time next year, you're going to be in exactly the same place. Bianca says previously apply. Now I'm redoing everything. Okay, great. Bianca, starting with a clean slate, getting everything back together. Carol, started resume, intro video, and have applied to a few places. Okay, awesome, guys. Okay. Is there anyone that's here that is just still looking and you haven't like started anything yet? Are you like a real newbie and you're still like checking out the scene and you're not quite sure what you're going to do? Chantal wrote a script today. Yay, Chantal, good job. Okay, that's really great, guys. I can see everyone here is taking action. That's really great. Okay. Okay, so the truth about getting hired, this is what actually works. Getting your first job is not about perfection. Okay, it's not really making everything absolutely perfect. Okay, because you're never going to get there and then you're never going to be satisfied with what you're busy doing. Okay, so it's about actually going and taking action, applying to those places that we said. So, like, first applying to 2 to 3 places, and when you've heard back from them, then applying to some more. Okay, so taking those bite size and actually getting started and start applying to places and improving as you go. Like, as you go along, you're going to start improving. And that's what actually works. Okay, I think all of you have been here before. So my name is Kathy, and I love traveling, I love meeting new people, I love helping you guys achieve your goals. And I'm passionate about teaching. I've been a teacher for a really long time, for 25 years in class teacher and now 6 years online. So I've been really teaching for a really long time. It's kind of like I've tried other things like in between, like thinking I want to do this or do that, but I always come back to teaching. So I'm really passionate about that. Okay, I'm not going to do all this again because we kind of did this yesterday. Okay, so your strategy. A simple plan to getting hired. Like here is your plan. Okay, this is what you need to do. You need to prepare your application. Okay, so preparing your application means that you get everything ready. Sorry, I just want to let somebody in. You're starting to get your intro video done. You get your CV done. You get your cover letter done. Okay, that's preparing your application. Then go and apply to 2 to 3 companies. Go through the interview process. And if you don't get hired straight away, improve on what you're busy doing and then get hired. So the way to improve is to always ask for feedback. So go back to the company. If you haven't got hired or you didn't get past a certain stage, ask them for some feedback. Because then you can take that feedback and you can improve on that feedback. Find out exactly what went wrong. Okay, it's very simple, but it's very effective. Okay, so like that's the plan you have to put into action. So really your preparation before the time. So before you even apply, you get in all your prep done. Okay, you get in your CV sorted, you get in your introduction video like you wanted, and you get in a cover letter sorted and even your profile photo. Okay, so you have all of those things done. And if you're applying to Preply or to Amazing Talk or italki, you want to work on your bio or your profile, that's going to go on there. So get that done too. Okay, like write out those things as well. Then you're going to apply to those companies and you're going to go through the interview process, maybe do a demo lesson and get hired. Very easy, very simple. No, maybe not easy, but very simple to do. Okay, so where do you start? Okay, that's always the question. I think that's the question that everybody asks, like, where do I actually apply? And let's break that down. I see some of you have already applied to certain places. So maybe pop it into the comment box where you've already applied to. Like, what places have you already tried? Like, where did you actually apply to? Or where are you looking? Okay, so what you want to do is, if you're a beginner, you want to find beginner-friendly platforms. Okay, beginner-friendly platforms are great to start with. Native Camp Line. I haven't heard of Line. Oh, Palfish. Okay. I'm going to share a few platforms that are great for beginners. Okay, these are easier to get started with. They're flexible and they're good for building confidence. And then from that, you can move on to some other platforms afterwards. Okay, so some people are Cambly Kids, Tutor ABC, Native Camp. Okay, these are all beginner places. Preply, a little bit more because you got to market yourself. But it is still like a beginner platform, okay, because you can really grow on Preply and you can make something of a career on Preply. I'm going to sorry, I forgot to pop that free, it's in there, the free teacher membership. So if you haven't joined the free teacher membership, join it because I'm going to be adding quite a bit of info onto there in the next little bit. In the next couple of days. So you want to get onto there to get some more information for free. Okay. That link is there. Okay, so the first one is Cambly. That's definitely one of the easiest platforms to start with. Okay, they don't always hire. So you got to like maybe just, and you can't always apply with the same email address. So like if you have applied and you haven't heard back from them, like for quite a while, then maybe apply again using maybe a different email address. Okay, then it would work. Otherwise, it might still say that your application is still ongoing or still being reviewed. Okay. But you're only having, like, if you just apply to the plain Cambly, they pay $10 an hour, and you're mainly having conversations with students. It's not really structured lessons, but it's really great for beginners, for building confidence and getting your first touch and your first experience. Okay, so like that's gonna like really, that's a good place to start. Also, like the way that you apply is quite nice because you're not actually doing it with an actual student. You have to pretend that you're doing it with a student. You have to record yourself, and it's not too difficult to do. So you can kind of practice it and then send it in. Okay, so this is like one of the easiest platforms to actually work on. They do have another part of Cambly, and that's Cambly Kids, which is more structured. And you get $12 an hour on Cambly Kids, and that's teaching kids, but and that obviously is more structured. Okay, and with Cambly you don't even need a TEFL certificate, so it's definitely one of the easier places to apply to. But as I said, some of the times they don't accept new applications, so it's kind of the luck of the draw. So it's worth a shot. It's worth trying to apply to that place. Okay, just get all your stuff ready and sorted before you apply to it. Okay, next up I have Preply. Okay, this is a little bit more complicated because here you have to create your own profile. And I would say when you're creating your own profile, you don't want big, long reams and reams and reams of writing about what you can do. Like, because remember, second language, people that don't have English as their main language. So you wanted to maybe put down short little sentences with like emojis and stuff to break your sentences up and really look at how you structure your bio or that profile of yours. You have to set your own rates. And here again, this can be a little bit tricky because you don't want to come in too low and you don't want to come in too high. You need to hit the good rate. Okay, so because when you come in really low, it's very difficult to move your way up and to push your prices up afterwards, because the students that joined under that low rate, they have to agree to go to the higher rate. Otherwise, they're going to stay at that low rate. Also, a lot of people think when you come in really low, this isn't a really good teacher. She's like a cheapskate, or he's a cheapskate teacher. Okay, that's why they're charging this very low rate. Okay, and you might get like loads and loads of like trial lessons that, and on Preply, you don't get paid for trial lessons. So it just creates a whole lot of problems. So you want to come in at the right rate. Okay, so that can be a bit tricky, like setting the actual rate. And then you have to attract students. And the way to attract students is from your introduction video that's on your profile, and obviously getting your profile right. Okay, but Preply is great. Once you're on Preply and you're starting to grow, you're starting to get a few reviews on there, it starts to snowball and you get more and more reviews, and you can really grow over time, and you can start to increase your rates. And a lot of people only teach on Preply because they do really well on Preply. Okay, so you can move your rates up. Once you start getting all those reviews in, like you get a few 5-star reviews and stuff, then people are going to want to continue to book you. That, like with Preply as well, the nice thing about it is they do have their own classroom, obviously, that you can learn as quite user friendly. But you can also like give a Zoom link and stuff and let your students go onto Zoom if you wanted to. You can use your own materials, or you can use the limited materials that Preply actually have. So if you are like a new teacher, Bianca, if you have one of those teacher record TEFL certificates, they won't allow you to upload it because it's not recognized. So they first review everything before they put it on there to make sure that it's actually legitimate. So if you put in like one of those, it's going to get rejected because they don't recognize the teacher record TEFL certificate. But you can teach on there without it, but obviously the people are going to see that you don't have a TEFL certificate. And yeah, and like they do have. Okay, so what's the ideal rate? Okay, that's like I would definitely not go below like $7 or $8. Okay, to start off with. Like some people go in at like $3, and you can never get past that. Okay, so like $8 to $10 an hour starting off range. Okay, and then you can move your way up after that. Okay, I would say don't go below that. Like 10 to 12, but like you could drop as low as 8. It's up to you what you like wanting to learn. But I definitely wouldn't go below 8 because that's like really low. and then you can work your way up from that. Okay, like the rule of thumb is like once you start getting like bookings, once you start getting some reviews, people buying lessons from you, you can move your rates up because people can see, okay, this is a popular teacher. They're starting to get like good reviews, and I want to now book with her. It kind of snowballs then. So it's quite hard to get started on a marketing platform in the beginning because it takes a good 3 months of really a lot of effort to get yourself going. Okay, and maybe like you have to tweak your profile and you have to tweak your bio, and like you keep having to do things just to like really make it on there. But once you get going, it's a good place to actually work. And they pay well, they pay into PayPal, they pay into Payoneer. I think they do those two. I can't remember if they do Wise or not, but I know they do Payoneer and they do PayPal. Well, the recognized TEFL certificates. Go into YouTube and go watch my videos on TEFL certificates. There's a whole lot of info on TEFL certificates and getting your TEFL and stuff on there. But they definitely, teacher record is not recognized on there. They won't accept that certificate. It won't get uploaded. Okay, then we have Native Camp. Moving on to Native Camp. I did see some people have applied to Native Camp. Okay, this platform connects you with Japanese students, and it offers like structured lessons. So you kind of show up and you teach, and it allows you to gain like regular teaching experience, which is really great. But I would say with Native Camp, just be careful. Somebody's saying they can't get in, but I don't see anybody in the waiting room. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted over here. Okay, so with Native Camp, I would really be careful about what they charge. Like sometimes they'll come in and you only have like, they'll only pay you $3 or they only pay you $2 or okay, like you don't want to work for that amount of money. Okay, it's really little, but then other people get paid different amounts. And I have heard on Native Camp, I've never worked on Native Camp, but I have heard on Native Camp, if you like log in and you wait for lessons to come up, then you get paid more. So like when you go on like standby, then you get paid more than what you do with just your normal rate. Okay, so just have a look at that before you accept it and you're suddenly working for peanuts. Like that's like not really acceptable. Let's have a look over here. Okay, then the next one is a lot of South African people do apply to the Great Teaching Company. And it's a great, so it's great for South African teachers. I'm not exactly sure what they pay at the moment, but also I've heard that they do offer different people different rates according to, I don't know, what your experience is or where you come from. Okay, so just check that out as well if you're happy to work for the rate that they offer. But they do offer structured lessons and they do offer stable opportunities. And it's a great company to build some confidence with. Okay, you don't have to stay on there forever because maybe their rates aren't fantastic, but you can go onto it to really learn the ropes of teaching online. And from there, you can go on and then you can move to maybe a marketing platform afterwards where you're going to get paid more. But then you've already got some experience and you can already say, I've taught so many hours or I've done so many lessons. It's at least giving you a foot in the door and it's giving you some opportunities. Okay, I have got a lot of other, there are a lot of other platforms. I'm not going to go through other platforms at the moment, just for time-wise. But if you go onto my YouTube channel, which I did give you the YouTube channel link yesterday, I think, and the day before, you will see there is a video on there about 15 different platforms to apply to, and I've broken it down into beginner platforms, intermediate platforms, and advanced. Okay, so there's like different structures, and I've talked about how you can go from the one into the other and into the other. So it's worth going and watching that video because it's going to give you a lot of background information to different companies, and you can take your pick from that. After that, go and look and see like what company do you really want to apply to. But these are just some beginner companies that you could start off with. Thanks, Chantal. I'm trying to like build the YouTube channel up so like you guys can go on and it can be like this information so that you can go and then you can think, okay, well, I can find this on there. I can find the TEFL stuff on there. I can find like anything that I need on there. Like I put the platforms on a little while ago. And so kind of it's there for everybody to go and use, and it's free. Okay, so and the nice thing about YouTube is it like stays on there, like, you know, the channel is there forever, which is nice. So it means like you put stuff on there once and then it kind of just stays on there, and I can refer people to it and say, hey, go check out the YouTube channel because like this is on there and that's on there, and you're going to find all the information that you need on there. Okay, I was just looking for that YouTube link because I don't want to make this smaller. But I think it was near the top over here. I'm nearly got it. And I'm going to pop it in the chat box. And you can go onto YouTube or just save it. Oh, there it is. And then you can save it, and then like it's definitely worth going onto there. Even if you've missed some of the previous boot camps, like there are some from a few months ago as well that are on there that you can go in and go check out as well. Like the boot camp from last month and the boot camp from January the January one was all about confidence and building confidence before you start teaching. So that might be a good boot camp to go back and watch the replays on that as well. Okay, so the key strategy is don't just apply to one place. One of the biggest mistakes people make is applying to just one company or to too many companies, okay? Because when you apply to just one company, maybe you're not giving yourself enough scope, okay? And when you apply to 10, I've heard like someone told me they applied to so many they couldn't keep track of how many they'd applied to, okay? Like 20 companies or something. Like it becomes overwhelming and it's hard to keep track of who you applied to and who you've sent information to and who's wanting more information from you. So do it like 2 to 3 platforms at a time. And then, so do it all in bite chunks so it's not overwhelming for you. And this increases your chances and gives you a lot of options, okay? And then once you've heard back from those 3 platforms, then maybe do another 3 platforms and just bite it off in those chunks. Like go through, do your research, find out like what companies do I actually want to apply for, make a list, like put down the pros and cons for each company. What are the requirements in each company to like make it easier for yourself? And you know, okay, this company is going to suit me and this company is going to suit me, and oh, I'm not interested in that company because the payment is too low, or I've looked at on the internet and I found out this company has really bad reviews because they don't pay their teachers well, or the teachers wait for 3 months to get paid. Okay, so you don't want to join all these scam companies. And like, and I didn't actually put it in here, but if someone tells you to pay before the time to put an application form in, then you know it's a scam. Stay away from anything like that. You don't need to pay to join a company or to apply to a company. Okay, that is a scam. There's lots of scams out there, so be wary of that as well. Okay, so here is something for you. Tell me in the chat box. Which platform are you most interested in? Okay, so engage in the chat box. Let me know, or comment in the comment box if you're watching the replay. Which platform are you interested in, and what platform do you think that you might like to apply to? Let me know in the comment section. Preply, definitely. Okay, Bianca, that's a good choice. Cambly Kids and Preply, Cambly, italki. Okay, italki is good, like if you've got a little bit more background, and then don't always hire. So maybe just like check that out first. Like maybe you want something easier if you've never taught before. Pelfish is also quite a good company. South Africans do get in there. Their rates aren't as good as they used to be. They used to have really good rates, and they used to pay like over $20 an hour, but they've dropped their rates quite a lot. but they still pay quite well. Okay, Emily, as I'm a beginner and want to gain experience. Preply and Ingo. Yes, Ingo is really good. And Chantal, like you'll see on my video on YouTube, I talk about Ingo as well. That's also a good beginner platform. Native Camp. I was accepted at Preply, but no lessons at all. I'm still interested. I'll work on my profile. Yes, like it's going to be your profile. Like you really have to tweak your profile and make it. Go and look and like search on Preply and go and look at some of the other tutors, ones that have got like really good reviews and have been on it for a long time and done a lot of lessons. Go and have a look what their profiles look at like. I'm not saying copy their profiles, but go and look and see like what do they have in their profile at Preply, like, and also tweak your introduction video. That's definitely something that you can look at. Cambly. Okay. Thanks, Chantal. Okay, so I would definitely say with Preply, do your homework so that you get students. Okay, it's not easy to get students on marketing platforms. Once you start getting them, it starts to snowball. But until then, you have to really do the work and put in the effort to really make sure that you get those students coming in. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, so what happens after you apply? Like sometimes you apply and you think, okay, what's going to happen next? It's like, it's so scary. I don't know what to expect next. Am I going to have to do a demo tomorrow or what happens? Okay, so the hiring process usually works like this. Okay, this is usually what happens. Is you do your application. Okay, so your application would include your introduction video, your CV, the cover letter that goes with your CV, and most likely also a profile photo. Okay, and sometimes a short bio. So those things are all the things that are going to go with your application, and of course filling in all your details. Okay, then after that, they're going to look and see what your video is like, and they will review your video, and they're going to review your CV or your resume. Okay, then if you get past that stage, they're going to invite you for a demo lesson and for an interview. Sometimes the interview is first and then a demo lessons afterwards, or they let you do a demo lesson and they interview you afterwards. And then depending on how your interview and your demo lesson go, then you're going to get approved. Okay, so usually it will take a few days. By some of them, sometimes you find out straight away, and then you will be approved. Okay, if you don't get approved, go back to them and ask them for some feedback on why you weren't approved, and then you can take that information and you can better yourself for the next time you apply at a different place. Okay, so let's have a look at demo lessons. Okay, demo lessons, everyone's like so scared of demo lessons. Okay, but don't overthink this. Demo lessons are not about being really perfect, but they do want to see clear communication from you. They want to see how you encourage your students, and they want to see confidence coming from you. Okay, those are three like real things that they do want to see from you. Like basically they're wanting to see how do you communicate. Like on places that I saw someone said they want to apply to Palfish. Palfish, you have to have all these props and you have to be using TPR and you have to be really energetic during your demo lesson. And if you don't do that, you won't pass the interview. Okay. So go and look and see, like often on the internet as well, you can go onto YouTube and you can say you were applying to Palfish, for instance. I saw it. Let's just use Palfish as for an example. You could type in Palfish demo lessons, and then some people record their demo lessons, and then you'll see they'll come up and you can watch what people do on their demo lessons. Okay, so it's quite helpful to do that. Go and research the company that you're doing. Learn as much as you can before you do your actual demo lesson. Okay, and if you make a mistake, mistakes don't ruin demo lessons. What matters is how you recover, because often you make a mistake and you think, oh no, that's it. I'm not going to pass this thing. Okay, but it's how you recover, like how you stay calm and how you continue. That's the main thing. Confidence is like recovery and not perfection. You don't have to be perfect, okay? Because if you are teaching a student Like, they're not going to know you made a mistake, okay? Obviously, if you're teaching an interviewer who's pretending to be a 6-year-old child, they're going to know that maybe you've made a mistake. But just carry on and forget about the mistake. You have to recover afterwards. Okay. And like, people always think, oh, this demo lesson is so hard. But people think that they're hard because it is hard because you're being watched. Okay. So you know somebody's watching you and you don't know what is actually good enough and you don't always get feedback. So do you think practicing demos first would be helpful? Like, if you had to practice your demo first before you actually did it, do you think that's a helpful thing to be able to do? Or do you think it's nice to just get there and you just wing it and you don't know what to expect? Okay, definitely practicing, right? Okay, so practicing first is better. A lot of companies do give you the materials before the time. So, like, really go and find out and ask those questions before you actually do the demo lesson. Like, as in, like, who is this demo lesson for? What age is it? Because even though you think you know it's for the interviewer might be pretending he's a beginner student that is 6 years old. Okay, and then you have to pretend that interviewer, adult person, is a 6-year-old child. Okay. So once I get hired and I have a doctor's appointment, how do I let them know? You would have to tell them in advance, like if you have lessons booked, you would need to give them enough notice so that you can cancel your lessons for that time when you have the doctor's appointment. But if you don't give them enough time, they probably would fine you if you are working for an ESL company. So you need to make sure that you're giving them enough time. Time zone differs. Yes, like, I think I like personally I like teaching like Asian students, like, because it means that I'm teaching in the daytime. Um, Usually like I mostly have Chinese students, I have Taiwanese students and Hong Kong students, and I have a few European students, but the majority of my students are from there. So I mostly teach from 11 in the morning until 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I'm done. I don't teach at night. When I worked in Preply, you can be working any time of the day because Preply kind of does worldwide. And the same as a lot of other companies. Okay, then if you have European companies that you're working for, say you were working for Nova Kids or something like that, they cater to Eastern Europe. So you're going to definitely be working South African night times then. Okay, so it just depends, like, what kind of time zone you want to work for, and then you got to look around as well. Like, take that into account when you're choosing a company to apply to, that the time zone is going to actually suit you. A demo would go smooth if there is a student on the other side of the screen instead of the interviewer. Yeah, exactly. But sometimes you're not going to always get that. Like when I started with a company called XSOC. And it was, okay, they find us a lot there, but it actually made me a good teacher. But when I did my demo lesson, I actually did it with a child, so which was really nice. But you practiced with your interviewer first. Okay, so you had to first practice your demo lesson with them, and then if they thought you were good enough, they allowed you to do the actual demo lesson. So they gave you training before you did it. Then you did it. They showed you how to use the platform and stuff. And then that was quite nice because you practiced everything before the time you got to use the platform and everything. But a lot of companies don't do that, and they might just give you something on the day and then expect you to do it. So you just really need to ask those questions and find out, like, who is this demo lesson going to be with? What is their ability? Are they beginner? Are they intermediate? Are they advanced students? So that you know what you're dealing with, okay, when you're busy doing it. Okay. Okay, so what most teachers don't have, most teachers never get to practice a demo lesson safely, maybe, and teach without pressure and get clear feedback. Okay, and that's what makes it difficult, and that makes it what feels like overwhelming. I think, Carol, some people do have that experience where they have like weird interviews with Kosaki. I think it just depends who you actually get as your interviewer or like as the recruiter, like as to like obviously the recruiter I got wanted to make a good name for herself. So she wants to make sure everybody knew how to do everything first before they actually did the demo lesson. So she didn't want to put bad people in that would give her a bad review. Okay. So in our I did tell you about my monthly membership. So in my teaching membership, once a month I open a live session. And I actually last night did it twice where members can practice demo lessons, teach in a safe, supportive space. I give you the materials you can use. I give you your constructive feedback. And so it's really nice. And it's a safe environment to kind of practice demo lessons with. Okay, so that's like one of the benefits of being in the teacher membership. Okay, so hopefully like what feedback like should be kind and practical and specific, okay, and focus on like instructions and pacing, teacher language and student engagement. But often feedback, sometimes companies just don't give you feedback at all. Okay, but hopefully if you do get a good interviewer, they're going to give you specific and tell you like what you did, what your pacing was like, what your instructions were like, what your language was like, and how you were engaging with your students. But I definitely would ask for feedback if they don't give you feedback. It's like quite an important thing to do. Okay, so I want to know from you, and you can pop it in the chat box, like how would you greet a student? Pop it in the chat box. Like how would you greet a student? Hello, my name is Teacher Bianca. Okay, Bianca, what would you say after that? How are you doing today? Okay, good. Okay, anyone else? If you're watching the replay, pop it in the comments. Let me know how you would greet your student. Okay, if you're thinking about this is like your first time you're going to see them. Okay, Gustav, not hello, ladies and gentlemen. Try and find out what their name is. If you don't know what their name is, first ask them what their name is. Like, hello, my name is Teacher Kathy, and what is your name? Like Carol's saying there. Like, I would definitely start with that if you don't know what their name is. Hello, my name is Teacher Soraya. Would you like to tell me your name? Good. Okay, so you always want to find out what your student's name is because the best thing is to always use your student's name, okay? Like, especially that holds their attention. So you want to make sure that you get their name. And sometimes it can be very difficult to actually hear what their name is. So if you really don't know what their name is, you can even get them to spell it out for you somewhere or write it somewhere if you think that they can write down. Or if mommy is sitting with them, ask them, Mom, hello, my name is Teacher, and I would like to get to know you. Hello, my name is Teacher Mel. What is your name? Hello, my name is Teacher Rose. Okay, Rose, and then you follow it on with what is your name? Okay, so like you need to bring that in and find out what their name is because when it's a demo lesson, you're not going to know what their name is. Okay, so you want to really make sure that they know that you are going to be asking for their name and it's so nice. It's nice to meet you. And then you can even say to them, okay, so you can say, it's nice to meet you too. Okay, so you're teaching them some basic greetings there as well. If it's a child, you would ask them how old they are. I think it also makes a difference that you know the age group of your students as well. Yes, exactly. If it's a child student, you definitely want to ask their age. So once you get their name, then you ask their age. Okay, so then you'll say, oh, how old are you? And you can kind of judge how old are you. If they don't speak very well, you could say, oh, are you 5? Are you 6? Are you 7? How old are you? And then they can tell you how old they are. And then that's a good talking point as well. So if they just say, oh, if they just say 7, then you can say, oh, let's say it again. I am 7 years old. Okay, so that's a good thing that they can see that you like helping them to speak in longer sentences as well. So that beginning part of starting is like really important, how you greet your students. Okay, so just remember that part. Okay, so after you get hired, your first steps when you get hired is like start small, focus on your confidence, and keep improving. You grow by doing it. Okay, so like you don't like overwhelm yourself in the beginning. Like don't join like a whole lot of platforms at the same time. Like maybe join one platform first, get used to that platform, and then if you're wanting to fill up more time slots, then add another platform to that and make sure you don't get yourself double booked. Okay, that's the worst thing that you can do. Because it can be quite tricky to get your time schedule right if you're working for more than one platform. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I put that into us. Okay. The bonus, okay, so I'm going to, if you've been here for all 3 days, or if you haven't made it for all 3 days, go back, watch the replay, comment on the replay in the YouTube channel, and then I'm going to collate everything and see who's done all 3 days. And you're going to receive your Get Hired starter pack after this session. It will be on Saturday because I kind of will go through everything tomorrow, look at the screenshots of everybody, and look and see who's been there for the 3 days. Courtney says, I definitely want to start slow so I do things right. I'm also working, so I definitely need to put extra effort into getting myself started this weekend. Great. And I think that's like what you have to do is like, you have to like make yourself a target and say, like, this is what I want to achieve now. Like, I need to start actually doing something to move myself forward. Okay. Just in your bonus, you're going to get a resume template that you can use, an introduction video script, some of those interview answers and questions, application checklist, which is really nice. And then you can use this to start applying straight away. Okay. The application checklist is quite nice because it kind of, you can go through and make sure that you've got everything in that you need in when you're starting to apply. And the interview questions and answers PDF is a really nice because it kind of, I think I've got like 10 questions or something that you can use and practice the answers. Okay, like I even give you practice answers and you can obviously just tweak it to make it work for yourself. Okay, so that it's true for you. Like all these things help a lot, right? Okay, so now what? Here's the important question, like what happens after this? Because this is where like a lot of people get stuck. Rose, your resume shouldn't be more than like a page and a half, like 1 page to 1.5 pages. So Courtney, yes, like it doesn't help to go in with like these big, huge words and stuff, okay, or like all these teacher like jargon words as well, because like this is really supposed to get you off the ground and get you like started and going. Okay, so the problem is lots of people struggle. Like most people start and then stop because you feel like unsure or you don't know what to improve, and not because you can't, because maybe because you're doing it alone and you just don't have that motivation to get going, right? Or you don't have someone to ask from. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you about my membership again. You don't have to do this alone, and that's why I've created the Teach Online community. Inside it, I help teachers improve their application forms, their CVs, their introduction videos. You get feedbacks. I help you to prepare for interviews, and I help you to stay consistent, okay? Because like there's always something in it. Okay, so in option number 1, you can either go it alone, okay, and you can do it alone. You can go and find out all the things that you want to on the internet. And maybe it will be difficult and maybe you won't have motivation, okay? Or you can join like a community where you have people that help you to be successful and helps you to be more calm and not so overwhelming, like learn those technical issues as well that people get, like to know how to sort out the tech overwhelm, okay? Because tech overwhelm is really real, okay? Like sometimes in the beginning it's really difficult, but the more you practice something, the easier it becomes. Like the more you start to use the different platforms, the more you start learning how to share your screen. Like for some people, sharing screens and bringing up different programs and stuff is a challenge, okay? And like knowing what to do, like if your video freezes, or if you can't hear your students, or your student can't see you. It's like all of those kind of things, like finding out like what to do in those kind of situations can really help to make things a lot easier. Okay, so teach a short profile summary and teaching oral. Thanks, Surya. I didn't actually see that other question. Thank you. Full marks to you, by the way. Okay, so the membership is a one-of-a-kind program that shows you exactly how to start your online teaching business by providing you step-by-step systems. And really, guys, there's a step-by-step, okay? Like, it's really simple to follow. There's guidance, support to get you started. And you have my WhatsApp number. I give you out my WhatsApp number. So you're able to, so a lot of people communicate with me on that, like they'll send their CV to me over that, or they'll send their script of their introduction video, and then I tweak it for them, send it back to them, they adjust it and send it back, and then like we kind of, so you get that personal touch because it's not a massive big group at the moment. Okay, we remove all the guesswork and like try and make it like as easy as possible for you. Okay, like you're really going to learn how to build a solid foundation for your online teaching business using like proven methods that really work. You're going to learn how to create a brand, because last month we actually did. Yeah, Chantal, you can email me if you want to be part of that. You just email me and I'll send you the info, or I'll give you my WhatsApp number when you've emailed me. I'll just probably share my WhatsApp number with you, and then you can just WhatsApp me after that. Like last night we were looking at like how to create a teaching brand, like how to brand yourself so that when you apply to these marketing, because you're not going to want to stay at ESL companies forever, right? Because you want to earn better money. So you're going to want to move to Preply, and you're going to want to move to Mason Talker or iTalki, or like one of the other companies like that, okay? And there you have to brand yourself. You have to learn a little bit of marketing skills and like find out what attracts the students to you and what attracts the right students to you, because you want a certain niche of students. Okay, so you're going to learn how to do all of that. You're going to definitely learn how to create and deliver a successful demo lesson, which is really important. You're going to know how to build your successful online resume. Also want to know, are you having another one of these? Yes, Chantal, probably like next month I'll probably do another one, but it will be like similar, but a little bit different. Okay. I always like try and bring and make it a little bit different, but it will have kind of the same structure that people want to know about. Okay, so you're going to learn how to build a successful resume, learn how to create a successful career as a teacher, and how to manage and run your online teaching business, because eventually you're going to want to have an online teaching business. Okay, so eventually you're going to want to move on and become an independent independent teacher. Okay, and how to sort out the common problems like I was talking about in the classroom. Okay, which is a real bonus to know how to do that. I was looking like I teach a lot of classing, so like I pay for classing. I have like the professional package, and so they put you on this classing group, and I see so many people asking all these technical questions, like, and it's like things that I've like learned over the years, and I think, oh, that's like such an easy thing to sort out. But like, obviously, I'm not going to be telling them what to do because they have all these technical support. They're telling you what to do, but it's things that you learn by doing things over and over again. Okay, Raymond, no problem. Okay, introduction to we'll really teach you like the introduction to the ESL world. You're going to learn everything here. There's like so many checklists. There's like a problem shooting, how to do assessments, how to do feedback, how to join PayPal, Payoneer, Wise, how to work on Classroom, how to work on Zoom. There's all of these videos that just probably 80, between 80 to 100 videos teaching you everything you need to know is included in the Let's Get Hired course, which I've included into the membership now. Okay, it's not a standalone course anymore like it used to be. And it costs 450 Rand about. It's $25 a month. I'm not sure. Like you need to just check out the thing. Okay, it's per month, Bianca. So you can stay as long as you want to. Like say you joined the 5th of the month, it would be valid to the 5th of the following month. Or you joined on the 7th, it's from the 7th to the 7th. Or the 11th to the 11th. Okay, so for like a month. And then you can either renew it, like it will keep renewing unless you cancel it. Okay, so you can decide for how long you want to be on it. I wanted to ask if you can suggest TEFL courses or rather platforms where we can register with, more especially for people who don't have degrees. Okay, you can check out that video that's on. I think I've got a 4-part series on YouTube about TEFL certificates. So they have popped that link in there again. You'll get all that info you need about the TEFL certificates. Okay, I've broken down a whole lot of different ones, so you can go and have a look at them. But stay away from Teacher Record because it's red flagged. So even though it's cheap, there's other ones out there that are still affordable that you can do. Okay, so you get weekly content drop. So I always put in extra things in, like how to market yourself online, great teaching, using teaching platforms. Okay, there's always different things to make you take action. Like sometimes I do run like a 10-day challenge. Yes, at some places accept universal, the TEFL universal, and some places don't. So you've got to just look and see which ones do. Okay, but they're more widely accepted than Teacher Record. Okay, Teacher Record is like really red flagged. Okay, so daily motivation. Okay, just to say help you stay focused. The 2-month live Zoom calls. I've like you probably have more Zoom calls than 2 a month because like what I've been doing lately is doing a block of like 5 days or 3 days, and then there are some live ones and some not, and like some video replays, like almost like a series of things, like a workshop. So you're actually getting more than 2 monthly live Zoom calls. Then there's like special guest speakers that are going to come in to really teach you some different things. I'm looking for some people to teach you a little bit about business and things like that for running your own business when you start working as an independent teacher. Then there's great resources in there, okay? So like there's a lot of things in there already. There's some lesson plans, there are templates, there's checklists, there are icebreakers, there's like some books that you can take and make lessons out of them. So there's just a lot of information in there. And then there's the community, of course. And you're able to reach me on WhatsApp. So you've always got that support when you need the support whenever you need to. Okay, so I'm going to just go past this. Okay. So our final reflection, let's have a look and see what feels less scary than it did on day one. What do you think feels less scary for you now than it did on day one? You guys have done the hard part, like you showed up, you've stayed, you learned. Okay, and that's what matters. The introduction video. Okay, great. Bianca, I like that. Doing my intro video. Actually applying actually feels less scary. And I think that's the thing, you've got to get over that fear of applying. Introduction video, I feel more confident to do a demo. The introduction video, my resume as well. Intro video and resume. Intro video. Good, guys. I'm glad some things feel less scary. Ready to do the demo with confidence. Good, Rose. That's great. I like to hear that. Introduction video and resume. Really good. Okay. So thank you so much for being part of this boot camp. And oh, somebody's joining. It's very late. You now have everything you need. Okay. But there's one thing left that you still have to do. Okay. You have to take action. Okay. Taking action. It doesn't help to come to a 3-day boot camp and then you go back and you're still not taking action and you're still like doing exactly the same thing as what you did before. Well done, Rose. Well done, Surya, Chantal. I can see your faces. Good job. Ah, there's some more people's cameras popping on there. Great. Okay, that's what you want to see. I'm just taking some photos here quickly so I can get you guys in. Oops. Okay. Does anybody have any more questions that I haven't answered? I've tried to answer it as we going around. Thank you. Starting tomorrow, I'm taking action. Yay, Bianca. Good. Oh, that's what I like to hear. Taking action from this evening. Okay, I just want to pop that membership in quickly for you guys, for anyone that's interested in joining. But you can also pop me an email and then I'll give you my WhatsApp number as well that you can get a hold of me on. And sorry, we're a little bit late starting, but my technical issues. My internet decided to die right on 8 o'clock. Okay, so that is the membership that you can teach in English with Kathy B. Okay, so is the first lesson on Preply more get to know each other rather than a lesson? You can use it as a like if it's an adult, I would definitely use it as a get to know the adults, with it maybe giving them a little bit of teaching. If it's a child, you probably want to do a little bit of get to know you, some more of your teaching that you're going to do. And because that's going to make them book with you more. Whereas an adult, you want to kind of find out what their goals are and what they're really wanting to get out of the lessons with you. Okay, and just remember your first lesson on Preply, the trial lesson isn't paid for. So Preply gets the money from the trial lesson. Okay, guys. So well done to everybody. And thank you so much for joining. And watch out for the replay. And if you're wanting to join the membership, let me know. And I will, thanks, Carol. Let your friends know. That will be really great. The replays are up on YouTube, so they'll be on there for a while. Okay, so don't worry about that, Courtney. You have enough time to go through it again. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.